I hope so. Thank you.
Hi.
Hey,
Good afternoon.
good. There's Ellen. Okay, great.
Uh-huh.
Hi, Susan.
Hi, Ellen. Nice to meet you.
Thanks. Good to meet you too.
So, let me make sure that you hear me first of all.
Oh, I can hear you.
It's all good?
Yeah, we hear you.
That's wonderful. Okay, we're going to start standing. So,
Peggy Merritt is involved, so Peggy was gonna send an email to you and Ida, and I told her Ida was on site. They think they have something, so if you can
so
alert
I'm
them,
going
that she's gonna first try the two of you
to
before she.
mute you all.
Right, great.
Say goodbye for right
All
now.
right, good.
You know that
Uh-huh.
you can always
Yeah. Yes.
unmute yourself to say something to me. But as you start standing, I want you to kind of, as we always do, start breathing. And in our room here, we have a purple ball. So if you have anything like that, a pillow will do, a block. The ball is good because it's unstable. So if you have a small ball, don't worry about whatever you have or do not have, just a little tool. So I'm going to start standing. Hopefully you can see. So here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 6 of us in the studio. So this is all good. So we're going to start nicely tall. So you just want to feel your feet. And then just let your tailbone drop down. Yeah, if there's any movement that you want to make, go ahead and make it. Shrugging shoulders, going ahead and moving the arms a little bit, moving your neck a little bit. Because this is kind of hard. You're going to move your spine maybe in a little side bend, maybe through the feet a little bit, knowing that you have to have really good circulation through your feet and ankles. And then from here, hopefully going to show you the side view here. You're going to hinge at your hips. You're going to bend your knees and send your feet back so that you can round over yourself. So you're just letting your spine unravel. Make sure you get into the front of the feet as well as the back of the feet. And then go ahead and round yourself back up. So your head's the last thing to come up. Shrug your shoulders. We're going to do that 2 more times. So you're just going to hinge down. This is a flat back. Bend your knees enough that hopefully maybe you can dangle your arms down. Maybe you can touch the floor. Again, make sure the weight is in the front of the feet as well as the back. And then curl yourself up. Shrug your shoulders. We'll just do that 1 more time. So hinging back, sticking the tail way back, bending the knees. Yeah. So bend your knees. I'm doing that on purpose so that you can really get a flat back, hinging at your hips. Nice. And then round yourself back up. Now we always try this in an advanced class, and it is at the top of your mat. You round yourself down. Actually, that's not true. We haven't done it in so long that I forget. So you're going to take your right heel and attach it kind of to your left arch. And because your right leg is in front, you're going to take your left hand on top. So my hands are like this. And then to make it even more difficult, you sort of rise up onto the balls of the feet. And then you just send yourself straight down. Your knees will go out, your tailbone goes down, and then it curls under. So if you can avoid using your hands, you do, but there's no rules here. So you certainly can roll yourself down. Come to your upper ab curl. Beautiful, you guys. Oh, awesome. That was so good. So hard. And then find your upper ab curl. So hands back behind your head. I'm going to start you right away. I don't want to pause you too much. I'm just going to go ahead and do your footwork. So the legs go out and in 5 times in this Pilates V shape. So inhaling away, exhale back in again. Keep your pelvis completely still. Try not to crunch yourself. You're rounding up and over your ribs. After 5, you'll bring your legs together, slightly point your toes, and go in and out 5 times. Make sure you're in your upper ab curl. I'm just coming up to see you. Nice. I see some knees coming all the way in. If you can do that and keep your pelvis level, that is so great. Do not rock your hips at all. And then you'll come into flexed heels, out and in, and really stretch them out. Pull them in with the belly. They do not want to come in. Maybe going a little slower to get that. Keep your inner thighs and your knees together as you come in. Now take a tiny breather. Take your head, neck, and shoulders down. And then straighten your legs up. And just get a stretch to the back of the legs as you flex and point your feet. So you can also circle the ankles. We're going to do a very early on single leg circle. So your left leg is going down to the floor and straight out on the floor. Right leg up to the ceiling, slightly pointed right foot, flexed left heel. If you want to use a TheraBand and have one for this, that's great. Arms go down by your side. Your legs going across your body and finishing a full circle. So if you're concerned about this, because it's out of sequence, it's all right. We're doing 3 more. Keep your hips from moving. I'm doing this on purpose so that when you do your ab series, your hips do not move. You pause and go in the opposite direction. So sometimes it's helpful to have your hands on your hips to be sure that they are not moving. You're going across your body as much as to the outside of your body without letting that left hip come off or the left shoulder. So that ought to give you a little bit of a feeling of really not moving your hips. Hug that knee in. And then you'll just switch your legs. So now you have your left leg up, slightly pointed, flexed foot on the right leg. The leg goes across your body first, and it makes a full circle. The circle is as big as you can keep your hips from moving. You'll notice, you know, it's pretty sly. 5 in each direction. You can pause and go the opposite direction. I may have given you the wrong direction first, or I told you the right direction and then I did the wrong direction. But either way, make sure you've gone in reverse and make sure your ribs are dropping down toward the mat. You'll feel that some parts of your back move off the mat. See if you can keep everything neutral. When you're finished, just hug that knee in. So that is meant to help you understand that the pelvis is moving, not moving. Now, when it is moving, I'm just going to ask you to come with me up to a seat. And on purpose, move your pelvis around your legs as you roll down. And you can straighten your legs and roll back up. So this is a roll up and a roll down, still in a different sequence, but it works. Rounding yourself up and over, articulating through your spine, called roll up and roll down. Nice. So when you come up, you have to drop the ribs down so you can come up and over. Your legs are long, going in the opposite direction. You're doing 2 more, just really feeling. Once you start moving the head, neck, and shoulders up, you have to keep it moving. Now we're going to go down to find your upper ab curl to do hundreds. So you could bring your legs into tabletop. Arms could be long by your side. Bring your legs into your working level. Here we go. Inhale for 5 pumps and exhale for 5. Notice that the legs are staying still, the pelvis is staying still, but your arms are pumping quite vigorously. Keep going. You should be able to bend right at your rib cage to look up and over and see your stomach if you can, dropping down. You're halfway there. These look good. Nice, strong pumps of the arms. Yep. Experiment with your legs. Can they be lower? Can they be higher? Can one go down a little lower than the other? Can you switch them? Can you bend the knees maybe? So there are 100 pumps and it should feel like hundreds. There's no reason to do more than 100. When you're finished, roll yourself down and hug your knees in or stretch out. You decide which is better for you. So we're going to do tree here, but not single leg circles. So your left leg is long, your right leg, we're going to do rollover after this, so just hang on. So your right leg is tree level. It could be up here, it could be way down. I like it right in the middle. Again, it's a roll up, so you have to drop your ribs down so your head, neck, and shoulders can come up. And you're coming left, right, and then climb down that tree. Remember, your spine is articulating. Keep going. You have 3 of them. It's a roll up and a roll down, not easy. Keeping the legs where they are, both of them important. And when you come up for the last time, you'll stay here a moment. Let's try finding our teaser. So I'm going to curl back a little bit and find my teaser. Yeah, and you just try to celebrate, drop your shoulders down, relax your chest. And then go ahead and place that left leg down, hands back behind your right leg. Bend your elbows to bring the leg closer. And feel that the scoop of the belly is also working the leg. And then let's hold it here close to you. Point and flex, circle the ankle. Relax your shoulders. Now take the hands off the leg and find a teaser again. Oh, whose idea is this? But here it is. Now go ahead and put your right leg down. You're going to roll down and up with this left leg where it is. I'm so sorry. You're going to stay down. You're going to stay down and keep that left leg in its tree position. Here we go. Left leg tree. Ribs drop down, head comes up and over, and you climb up that leg and then climb down. Yeah, keep breathing. That's the hard part. Notice that this is pelvic mobility, so your pelvis is actually moving as opposed to staying still. See if you can feel that. You guys are doing great. This is not easy. So again, once you've found your 3rd time, we will find a teaser with bent knees this time and hold underneath your legs. So actually underneath the knees is fine. Relax your shoulders. Feel how this hand to leg can get you right into the belly. And then we're just going to straighten one leg and then the other. So if you want to challenge yourself, you could take the arms off the legs, but it should go right into the belly. Don't you like this one? This is a good one. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Oh, yeah, interesting. All right, now legs go down. Your right leg is long. This is your tree leg. So you are going to bend your elbows and then straighten them. Shoulders are wide. So for some reason, this one is much easier for me. So, you know, whenever it is manageable, you say, thank you, this is all good, right? And then keep it close to you and point and flex and circle the ankle. Now, let's just stay right here and roll like a ball. Ready? So hands on shins, shins press into hands, feet are together, knees apart. Round this big capital C shape, look between your legs, inhale back, exhale up. Now my spine isn't bending the way I like it to today yet. So I'm gonna watch you as you do this. It should feel like a nice massage on your spine, as they say. And notice that your hips are lifting, but your head is not lifting, or it is lifting off the mat. Don't put your head down. Now here, we're actually going to go ahead and put our feet down. And we're going to roll down, so legs can be long. We're going to roll down and also roll over. So you're rolling your spine down, lifting your legs up safely, rolling the spine over, flexing your heels, rolling the spine back down. And keep doing that. So if you want to continue with something like rolling like a ball, please do. It's very similar. There are 6 of these. The legs are together on the way up and apart on the way down, and not very widely apart, just hip distance, hip width. That looks great, Cheryl. Yeah, so notice the massage on your spine. And then we're going to come back to rolling like a ball and that same sort of massage. Those of you who were doing rolling like a ball, you can not do this if you want to. I'm going to ask that you take your hands underneath your knees, though. So try your rolling like a ball here. Is it any easier? We're just massaging. All right, let's go back down to do our ab series. So you're going to roll yourself back down. Your left leg is long, hands on the right leg. You're going to inhale to switch your legs and exhale to switch. This exercise is called single leg stretch. Try not to move your hips. You're right in the middle of your body. Just because you're holding onto one leg doesn't mean that you've twisted there. That said, however, that is one of the exercises that is coming up. Now your legs are together, hands on your shins. Inhale, arms and legs away. Circle your arms around and then make a connection with your hands and your shins, and do that 4 more times. Your gaze is between your legs or maybe right on the belly. You're bending at the ribs. 1 more. Then go right into scissors. 1 leg up, 1 leg down. Scissors somehow makes me feel a bit more connected because I'm always holding on to 1 leg, right? I'm never totally out there in the open. So notice the opposition of your legs. Yep, bent knees are fine for this. Also, bent knees are fine for this exercise. You can take your hands back behind your neck here. If you want to do this with bent knees, your thighs would go away from you and you would tap the floor with your feet and then you bring them back up. That's the same motion as straight legs, but it's just more load for your core to carry. When you're finished, you go ahead and start to twist with your single leg stretch. So it's great to feel the opposition of your legs. It's great to feel that you're twisting away from the straight leg. You should be getting a massage in your shoulder blade area. And then you're going to release yourself down. Nice. Get what you need here. It could be that the head goes from side to side. It could be a big stretch. It could be knees in towards your chest. It's really your choice. And then you can roll up however you want to get here. You're going to roll up to a seated position. So you can do spine stretch. So I'm going to face this way. So I'm kind of on a little diagonal here. You're going to straighten your legs long and you're going to sit tall on your sit bones. So just for a moment, hinge forward at your hips, like you're really not supposed to do in spine stretch. Hinge forward and stick your butt out. So you can get a really nice stretch in your lower spine and maybe your hamstrings and hips. And then straighten your spine back up and maybe you've got a little bit more room. Pull the belly in and up. The arms go out in front of you and pretend you're pressing down on a table. Reach the crown of your head up. Each one that we do, and we'll do 4 of these, gets a little longer in your spine. So take an inhale here. And as you exhale, there's a big beach ball that keeps getting more inflated, right? So you come up and over and up and over and up and over. And then pause and get your most stretch. And then stack back up from the bottom of your spine to the top. And you'll do that 3 more times, sorry. Legs are apart in line with your, yep. So they're almost as wide as your mat. Nice, these look good. Yeah, get as much of a stretch as you can, lifting the ribs. So somebody puts that limbo bar higher and higher and higher with each one. And then at the very end, you can go ahead and make a connection with your hands to your legs somewhere and let the head, neck, and shoulders relax, but draw the belly in and up. So the idea is not to let the ribs collapse, but they pull back and up. And that's how you'll find a little bit more length. From here, we're finding a balance first and then a rocking. So you'll bend your knees and have your arms inside of your legs, and you'll hold on to the front of the ankles. So stay here a moment and see if you can press your legs into your arms, even though you don't want to, right? So your inner thighs have to be engaged. And then shrug your shoulders. Now, curl back behind your sit bones to lift your legs. And then straighten your right leg, and then bend it. Yep. If they don't straighten, you can take your hand underneath your knee. Be careful of collapsing. Lift up out of it. Feel like a teaser at any time. And then when you've done one of each several times, then you're going to try both. A little different for the balance, and then bend. Shoulders are easy. Slide your shoulder blades down your back. One more. And then take your hands back behind your legs. Now you're going to prepare to roll in exactly this shape. You can bring your legs together if you want to. You can keep them apart. You're just going to roll backward and forward, keeping your head off, but lifting your hips. So you're basically inverting yourself without letting your head drop down. So you're staying in exactly the same shape and getting it longer, right? Never ever collapsing. And then you can pause if you want to find another teaser. We've done an awful lot of teasers. Now, you can keep your legs where they are and roll your spine down for corkscrew. Here's where, if you have a ball, we're going to place the ball underneath our hips, but you do not have to do that. It's just a little unsteady, right? It also releases some tension in your lower spine. And when that happens, then your lower spine doesn't strain and your belly can drop down in toward your spine. So before you go anywhere, just make sure you don't have extra weight on the head, neck, and shoulders. And then see if you can, it's almost impossible, but try to level out your pelvis and drop your belly down into the ball. Drop your ribs down. This is a good time to breathe. And then with your arms down by your side and your shoulders very wide, you're going to go ahead and bring your legs up toward the ceiling. And because some of us have a ball, we won't be able to make this circle very big without falling, but you're going to try to make your circle on the ceiling, and it keeps alternating directions. And sometimes it's not very satisfying because you feel a little wobbly. See if you can feel some oblique muscles working to keep you both stable and also circle your legs around. And some of us who have this ball, we're going to use it for jackknife. So when you're finished your corkscrew, your hips are already a little elevated. Now we're going to try to take our toes and aim them where the wall and the ceiling meet. And you're going to lift your hips off. If the ball doesn't stay, it's fine. Bring your legs a little bit more toward the ceiling like you're trying to paint the ceiling, and then take your spine down. If you miss the ball, that's fine. If you don't want the ball, that's fine too. So you decide. We're doing, keep going. This is called jackknife. So it's different from rollover in that your legs are more on a 45-degree angle, and then they open up toward the ceiling. So experiment with this, right? This is a hard exercise that can be experimented with. So you could take your hands underneath your hips and find a shoulder stand, right? You find your legs really reaching up out of the hips so you're not pressing down on your elbows or your neck. Some of you might want to take the legs and fold them You might want to try to take one leg away from you as the other leg folds. You can do scissors. Just experimenting here. When you're finished, you're rolling everything down in the way that works for you, and we'll come up to a seated position. Oh, everybody looks like they're having fun with the ball. Yeah, this is the only thing we have. This is the only piece of equipment we have is these lavender balls. So we're going to use them. All right. So legs, yeah, keep using the ball if you'd like. We're going to move on to saw. So your legs are in front of you as wide as the mat. Again, this is a nice tall spine. So what we're going to do is take that hinge again, right? So I put my thumbs right at my hip crease and I just try to hinge forward with a flat back. I stick my butt out just to get some space in my back and my hips. And then come back up. Your toes and knees should all face the ceiling. The arms go out to the side on this one. Still in your peripheral view. Get tall on your inhale. Exhale, twist to your right. I'm going to my right as well. And round up and over. So I would pretend that I had this lavender ball right underneath my right thigh, on my thigh, and then stack back up while you're twisted and then untwist. And then keep going. So remember, the twist doesn't come from your shoulders, it comes from your rib cage. So I would try to think that you're twisting from your navel and up. Twist from your waistband and up to get this done. Keep going. Try not to let your legs move. Nice job, you guys. Really, really nice. Yeah, so it's a nice stretch, but it's also this controlled twist and untwist. So before we leave this, I'm going to ask that you bring your legs together. And we're going to do spine twist here. So right here with our arms out, you're just going to twist to one side, add a little pulse of more of a twist of the ribs, come back to the center on your inhale, and then exhale. So these two exercises really go together. One has this flexion of the spine. This is just rotation, but you want to be sure that you know where the rotation is coming from. All right, we just did a whole lot of exercises all in a row there. And I'm going to review them for myself because we did spine stretch, and then we did open leg rocker, and then we did roll, then we did jackknife, and then we did corkscrew back there too, and then we did saw, and then we did spine twist. So it's time to go over onto your belly. So on the belly, we're making great time. So your hips are going to be nice and level on the mat if you can. The lower back is long. I really like to prepare you here really well so that we are able to do all this extension work. So the hands can go underneath your shoulders, shrug your shoulders. First thing I want you to do is think about the back muscles working. And by that, I mean the muscles right in between your shoulder blades are the ones that are going to work to lift and open your chest. So I want you to be in this position. The head can hover a little bit. And you're just going to lift one leg and then the other. Trying to keep your hips quiet, belly still working, and you're just really getting into the back of the legs and underneath the seat. So you should feel those muscles. Anybody in the room not feeling those? You got it, right? All righty then. So now keep those muscles working, and you're going to take your spine forward and up, and forward and down. So I'm asked a lot whether this is some arm work, and it is. But the arms that I feel are more triceps, so back of my arms. I feel my armpit muscles. I feel my lat muscles. I do feel my belly when I think about it. Now we're going to go into a little bit of a swan dive. So that is a rocking. And that's why I asked you to feel that you have your legs working. Sometimes the belly falls out here, so you don't want to do that. And then sit back into child's pose. So this is our first child's pose. Enjoy. The knees are wide, feet are narrow. Take your arms in front of you and just stretch the shoulders, stretch your hips. Relax your head and your neck. Let's come forward again onto our forearms. So often, instructors ask you to come into a forearm plank. I'm not going to do that, but you know how much work that is, right? So I want you to go ahead and press equally down with your fists as well as your elbows, and then make sure your legs are working, right? Belly working, back working, and then you're going to bring your chest forward between your arms. Now, you should feel a stretch in your abs that is accentuated by a bend of the right knee and a bend of the left knee. You can use whatever breath you like. I like to exhale. Keep going. Please don't move your hips. It's the same thing, right, as before when you were on your back. It's the same thing. The hips don't move. How you doing? You guys can't, they can't talk. And these guys can't talk either because they got mask. It's just hard all over. All right. Okay, now go all the way down onto the mat. Take your left cheek on the mat, turn your head to the right, take your hands on your back. I cannot emphasize enough that the muscles of your legs are working. So you're going to take an inhale here. As you exhale, bend your knees, don't move the hips. Press down with the muscle right under on the top of your knee. Press that down. And then press your feet down and take an extension. And keep doing this. I do this rather slowly because I want to feel the movement. I don't want to just pop into a position. I want to move forward like a plane taking off the runway. I want to feel it, and I want to feel my legs pressing down. Nice, beautiful. Back of the neck is long, so you might want to think about lifting the chest before the head. That sometimes works for me. Nice job. Make sure your arms are working. They can really work here. So you can really, like, you can hook your thumbs. You can try to pull the elbows together, shoulder blades together. Keep your collarbone wide. I love this. So sorry if I'm making you do a lot, but it's all good. So do what you need to do and then go ahead and sit back into child's pose. There's a little confusion with that exercise sometimes. So when you come back into child's pose, just take your time. Find what you need. You might not necessarily need a child's pose. Maybe what you need is a little cat-cow, right? Or a plank or a low plank. Like, figure it out, what you feel like you need. Yep. Did you get a hamstring cramp? Yeah. All right. So since we've already done other things, we can come forward and do an exercise called neck pull. So I'm going to face this way. I like to use my TheraBand. So if you had a TheraBand, that would be great. If not, no big deal. But I'm going to put my TheraBand around my feet. My legs are in line with my front of my hip bones. So let's pause for a moment. Those of us who are here, you should feel, you should feel a little bit like you can get into a nice tall spine here because we've just worked at it to try to get it like that. Then those of you who do not have a TheraBand, I would put your hands back behind your neck. So it's here like this, but you're still connected down into your core. And we're going to have this neutral spine and hinge back. That's why I was getting those hinges going. So hinge, hinge, hinge. Then round, start to move your pelvis and then move your spine. And then on the way up, the ribs go down so you have something to round over. Keep breathing and round up and over. So you can maintain this use of your TheraBand, or you can start to take the weight. This is so much harder, right? Because there's so much weight for you to control because your arms and your head weigh so much back here. But you're trying to drop the ribs down and round up and over. Do what you can. I can barely breathe and do this at the same time. I'm going to do one or two more. I'm going to watch you for a moment. Yeah, remember your legs are so strong here. They're not only pressing down, but they're pulling away from you. So like you're at the beach and the tide is going out. So the legs are like out on the beach. All right, how are we doing? We're gonna end seated just because. I'm gonna put this in where it normally isn't. Normally we would do shoulder bridge, but I'm gonna ask you to go onto your left side for side leg kicks. Mostly because I love side leg kicks and I wanna be sure that you have the benefit of having really good side leg kick series even before you do shoulder bridge. So nice long spine. Take that left elbow and bend it. Make sure your shoulders are stacked on top of each other, so are your hips. Bring your legs forward 45 degrees. Now, before you go anywhere, make sure you're really feeling like you could do a side plank from here. So the side body nice and strong and long. You can take your other hand back behind your neck. Top leg is hip level. It comes forward with the foot flexed, and it goes back with the foot pointed. Keep going. I go a little bit more slowly because I want to get that last little inch of extension of my hip. There's only 3 of these for today. And then you'll take your leg and externally rotate it and point up and flex down. There are 6 of these. It's hinging at the side of your hip now, so important that you know that. Flex up and point down. Keep reaching both legs long. Keep reaching the head, neck, and shoulders long and wide. And then add your develope so it bends, straightens, and closes with the full inseam of your inner thigh. Remember that you're not collapsing on your left side. Keep going. The belly's pulled in. The ribs are still in. You'll feel your back muscles. Did we do that? I'll say envelope is the opposite. I did this too many of these. I actually feel this work in the side of my body, the top side of my body. Rond de jambe, leg comes forward and rotates. I tell you these things because I haven't always felt that. And I remember last Sunday, there were 3 things that I felt that I'd never felt before. And that's 20 years worth of this stuff. So you just have to keep at it. Keep going, keep breathing. I always think it's funny when somebody says, oh, I've done Pilates. What? Did you have breakfast? Are you having breakfast tomorrow? All right, bicycle, top arm forward, top leg back. Bring the leg to meet the arm to bend it in and out. Discover something different. Maybe you're finally discovering the choreography. You know, it takes a while. Now, swing that arm around. Give yourself a hamstring stretch and a quad stretch and a hip flexor stretch. There's wonderful stretches here. Not only that, your leg's moving, but your hip isn't. All right, now, bend that top knee. I like to go down for a moment here on the pillow of my arm, but my hips are still square, lifting and lowering the bottom leg. Now, if you're really thinking about the side body, you're going to feel the work in the side of your waist. It feels really good. Hold that leg up there and circle. Try not to move your hips. Both directions. And then we'll go all the way down on our arm, all the way down with your legs. I have this big cramp going on in my foot, so don't mind me. Top hands. The hands are going to spider tip. Your head's going to come up if that feels all right. The legs are going to come up. Now keep the top leg there and lift and lower the bottom leg to join it. Then the top leg takes a ride on the bottom leg. You should feel inner thighs. Make sure you do. And then from the inner thighs, you're going to take these little walks and long walks. Oh, yeah. Now, we have been doing sideways teasers in this class. So you could roll over onto your back and come into your teaser. You might come off your mat. Or you could go on your side and come up from your side to find your teaser. They're a little different. Come onto your belly. Now be prepared. We're doing a couple different things here on our belly. So not just grasshopper, but we're going to swim and rock. And just to tell you, when I had to memorize these exercises for a piece of equipment, we used to say grasshoppers swim and rock, right? Just to memorize this. All right, that was just an aside. All right, so take your hands underneath your forehead. Another placement can be underneath your hips. And you're going to go ahead and externally rotate your legs, lift your thighs, and open and close your thighs. No movement in the hips. Keep going. Keep pulling the belly in. Keep lengthening your spine. Oh my, everyone feeling something? Oh, good. All right, legs go down. Now you're going to bring I wanted you to really feel your legs because you're going to bring your arms out in front of you. And we're going to swim here. So I want to prepare you by really using your legs. Let's bring our head, neck, and shoulders forward and up and press your arms down and your feet down. And then start to lift everything off and swim. So you're fluttering. You're not really swimming, right? You're fluttering. Remember, your thighs are moving. Now, down you go. Bend your knees. If you can, reach for the ankles. Flex your heels here. Press your hips down. Press your knees down. Shrug your shoulders. Take your head, neck, and shoulders up. And if you can, kick your legs into your hands and maybe you do a little rocking. This is just like swan dive. Up and down. Nice. Lift your thighs if you can. Yes, it's hard. And then sit back into child's pose. Oh, we got some more extension in. Yes. Now we can do shoulder bridge. So go ahead onto your back. Thank you. We're going to do the other side now. Thank you. On your right side. Oh my. I'm so sorry. Let's take that other side. Yeah, so get long. Go ahead and bend your right elbow. Bring your legs forward. And please don't start yet. Just really feel that if I ask you to do a side plank, that's how you feel in your side body. Maybe you take your left hand back. Top leg is hip level. It's going to sweep forward with the foot flexed, and then it's going to sweep backward with the foot pointed. I do these slowly, again, because I want to feel the maximum extension and the maximum flexion of my hip. And I want to see where my edge is. And then take that leg on top of the other leg, externally rotate it, point up. I do these a little faster, but they're still stretching out of my hip. These are called battements, and that means to throw the leg. So really lengthen the leg and throw it up there with control, of course. And then this is sort of like a half battement as you develop a. So you're throwing the leg, whoa, out there. And now open the leg, bend the knee. Keep reaching the leg out. Both sides of the body really working. Then you add your rond de jambe. So the leg comes forward and then you're gonna feel when it goes into rotation. Again, find your edge here. Keep going. Don't let the ribs pop out. Let the belly stay in. Go in reverse direction. All this movement of the leg at the hip socket is so good for you. Now pause a moment to do bicycle. Top arm forward, top leg back. Leg comes to meet the arm, bends in, full range, full range. Don't shorten the range that you just did with your leg, right? You had this wonderful range, and all of a sudden we shorten it up. Now go ahead, find your hamstring, stretch. Keep your hips stacked. See if you can feel this work in the side of the body. All right, now I go down on the pillow of my arm. You can see exactly where you are. You're going to bend the top knee. It's a figure 4 stretch here, lifting and lowering the bottom leg. Feel this is the size of your body. Try not to collapse on this right side. And little circles of the entire leg. We're tempted to do it with our foot or our lower two leg bones, but it's the entire leg. Both directions. And then all the way down on the arm, bring your legs more aligned with your body. So stretch here. This is that big stretch. These are sideways teasers, so you want to make sure you're in line for them if you want to come a little forward on your mat. Your spider tip fingers. You're lifting the head, lifting the legs. Not much is touching the floor, and you're going to keep the top leg there and lift and lower the bottom leg to it. Keep stretching. And then the top leg takes a ride on the bottom leg. Let the top leg take a ride. The work is being done in the inner thighs and the lower leg. Little walks, long strides. Oh my, the long strides are what knock you off balance. Sideways teasers, either coming over onto your back and up, or doing total side teasers. Now we can do shoulder bridge. All right then. So just take a moment, lie down on your back. Get some space in your spine. Breathe, always good. And then take your heels in line with your sit bones. You might be able, don't do it if this doesn't work for you, but you might be able to take that middle finger and touch the heel. Make sure you know that the space in your neck is where it is and you don't come up on your shoulders, even though it's a shoulder bridge. I call it shoulder blade bridge, right? So I don't want you to come up too much higher than that. So sink the belly down to curl the spine up. And get to the top of your bridge. And I'm looking for you to feel this quad stretch here. It's kind of elusive, but I want your knees to reach out over your toes, and I really want you to use those ham glute muscles again. Somebody in this class calls these the sophisticated butt muscles. It's a great name. They're very sophisticated. So not just squeezing your butt, but really those particular muscles. Now you're going to use those muscles to pulse up and up for 8 and 3 and 4. Keep the knees reaching over the toes. 5, 6, 7, 8. That was really fun, right? Now you're going to stay up on your left leg, bring your right leg in and up, and then you're pointing up and flexing down. Point up, flex down. Keep that right hip up, point up, flex down. Now put that leg down, and if you have hamstring cramps, that I understand. Just stay here a moment, maybe loosen it up. I'm still staying up in my bridge, but I'm dropping my hips down a little bit and kind of rocking from side to side to ease the pressure there. Now another set of those pulses for 8, because I really want you to use these muscles. So here we go, 8, 7, 6, 5, pull the belly in, 4, let the ribs in, 3, 2, I can't count. Now stand into your right leg, straighten your left, point up, flex down. You should feel those muscles. Point up on both legs. One more. Slide that leg in. Make sure you're nice and long. And then soften down. Soften from the throat into the rib cage, into that middle belly, into the waistband, and all the way down. Wow! We did it. What's next? Oh yeah, teaser. Oh yeah, that. All right, straighten your legs long. Let's do 3 regular teasers, and then we can make, actually, if you want to, with these first 2, you can bring your legs already to 45, already to that place where they're going to be. I'm going to try it. So you're going to take an inhale as you drop your ribs down and come up. I like to come up on an exhale, actually. Oh. And then roll down, keeping your legs there. And then roll up again. All right, now go down. Hug your knees in for a moment. Then 3 more teasers with the legs down already. Down already. Here we go, rolling up and letting the legs come up. And then they go down. 2 more. This is teaser Sunday. I don't do teasers any other time. And down. Good. Next time you're up, bend your knees and place your feet down. And then come down onto your forearms. Now, if I asked you to feel like you were still in a teaser body, does it still feel like that? It's easy to lounge and not feel like that, but you're pressing down and your ribs are back and you're rounding up and over your ribs. All right, so our legs are together. You're just gonna drop the knees to one side, feel your oblique muscles, and then drop them to the other, and then to the original side, and on an exhale, straighten. Good, inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, keep going. Inhale, that should feel really good in your lower back, you guys. And it should not bother your neck. Figure out how to do that. Good, 2 more. Feel the oblique muscles working, I hope. Keep the ribs back and round up and over your ribs. And then when you're finished, just come up to seated position. Whew, everybody okay? All right, so we're gonna do, I would like to do a reverse plank here. So hands go behind you. You could also take your fingers and face them away from you, whatever feels better to you, kind of like here. But choose something, relax your shoulders. We're gonna do a half of one. So one leg is gonna be straight and the other knee is bent, and you come up to this kind of a half plank deal. And then come back down. And then we'll switch that out. And we're doing it 2 more like this. So you just go down and up. Articulate with your spine if you can. Feel your arm strength. 1 more. Now stay up here and do both. Sorry. And then lift and lower. And lift and lower. And point up, flex down. And if you can do another set, go ahead and do it. And then down. Surprise! Yeah, but I also hope you feel your legs, right? So that should have been some legs. Let's go over onto our hands and knees. So we're coming into our plank. I have to tell you why we're doing all this. It's because I went to a thrift store on, I can't remember what day, Saturday, I think, and I ran into someone who's come to this class and I hadn't seen her in a while. And she said, "Are you making it hard enough?" And I was like, I thought I was. So she said, "Well, maybe you want to make it a little harder." So that's what's happening. Yeah, just in case, you can always modify this. Hands, everything I have on is from my thrift store visit on Saturday. All right, so hands underneath your shoulders, and you're going to find your plank. So same muscle group, right? You're going to lift your right leg, and your spine is going to go backward and forward. And then you switch your legs. Backward. Remember, it's your spine, but you will get a calf stretch. We're doing 3 total if you can. Belly still in. Good, you guys. Now you're going to take your left hand in front of your right. You're going to take your left foot underneath your right, and you're going to come into this side plank, which is what Pilates is here. Go back to your plank. Be careful. Take your right hand in front of your left. Take your right foot and leg underneath your left, and find your side plank on this side. Now come back to your plank. Sit back into child's pose. Nice job. So while you're in child's pose, and we still have 4 minutes. I have my trusty sheet with my glasses to see what we've missed. So we're going to do boomerang and seal. So boomerang is another rolling exercise. These two are both rolling exercises. I am assuming perhaps that we can not do our push-ups since we've already done several, but I could be wrong. So you're gonna cross your right inner thigh over your left. Now, what you wanna do is find a teaser here. So the hands go down and you're scooping out the belly so that you can lift into your teaser. Once in your teaser, you roll like a teaser. Roll back, keep your head off, switch your legs, roll back up to find your teaser. Open the curtain, take a bow. Stack your spine back up. Other side, teaser, left leg on top. Rolling back like a teaser. Switch your legs, roll back up, open the curtain, take a bow. Nice, you guys. And then stack your spine back up. Let's do 2 more, just a little faster. Boomerang. Remember, you're getting a massage to your spine. Keep breathing. So that last little thing, as we do this, I'm going to slow us down just a little bit as you come up and take a bow. So as you're here and you open the curtain and you take your bow, this is this lovely arm movement that happens. And then stack your spine back up. Into seal. Nice, Mary Ellen. All right, so now the arms go inside of the legs and then you hold on to the outside of your ankles. And here again, you want those inner thighs to be working. So you're gonna open and close 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You're going to roll back and lift your hips and open and close 3 times if you can. And then you roll up and you open and close. Yeah. So you're going arc, arc, arc. And oh my, we have a minute. That's a good thing. We're going to do a twist. We're going to do twist 1. Just 1 on each side. Okay? So I'm going to face this way so you can see. I'm on my left side. My right arm is up and my right foot is down. We did this last week. We're just going to lift our hips and twist. And it's sort of like threading the needle underneath that left arm, and then come back down. And then we'll go to the other side. So same idea. Find some nice length here. You're going to lift your hips and start to twist and curl and pivot around your left leg. And then come back down. And then we're going to end standing. So go ahead, find a standing position. You are to be congratulated, especially Dick Wirtz. Way to go. All right, so stay here a moment. Just breathe. Just find nice alignment. It's 1 o'clock. Just notice how you feel. Maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you shrug your shoulders. Maybe you shake things out a little bit. Should feel pretty good, really long, strong. And we're finished. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I should unmute you. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. You're unmuted. Everybody okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
So it was a little harder. Ellen, it's not always this bad.
Well, it's some things I'd never done before.
Oh, I was afraid of that. And we'll review some of these things. Do not worry. I just wanted to get a whole slew of exercises in there so that at least you could see them.
No, that's great. Really good.
And then we'll hone in on them and we'll teach them a little bit more. But that's almost the full series of an advanced class. So that was awesome. And to be able to do that in an hour is really awesome. So
yes, we kept moving.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Hope you're okay. take rest.
Good.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow, Ava. Bye-bye.